Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Osereme, and if you are here for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. You want to hit on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well so you get notified when I post a new video. Here on this channel, I share everything African fashion, sewing tutorials, pattern drafting, just everything related to that niche. So if you're interested in that kind of content, you definitely want to hit on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. In this video today, I'm going to be making a basic short pant, short nika, whatever you call it. I already drafted out the pattern in my last video. For those of you that have not seen it, that's what I'm going to be using to make this short right now. So if you're interested in seeing it, definitely keep on watching and let's go into the video. So guys, like I said before, I'm going to be using this pattern that I drafted in my previous video to just cut out this short on this fabric. First thing I went ahead to do was to just pin my pattern down on a piece of fabric that I folded into two. So this is the front pattern. Basically what I'm doing right now is to add my stitching allowance all the way around this pattern. And remember that if you've watched my previous video, you see that I told you guys that I didn't add any stitching allowance to this pattern. So the stitching allowance that I would have added to the pattern is what I'm adding now to the actual fabric. So guys, after marking out all my stitching allowance, this is what I have. What I'm going to do now is to just cut along the white lines. So this is the front part of this short. So to get the back, I basically just placed the back also on another piece, folded piece, and did the exact same thing I did in front. So this is the front and the back pieces. Now I'm just going to remove the patterns, and the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out my pockets. For these pockets, I basically just went down by about 12 inches, and then the other side was about 6 inches. So I just marked that in a square kind of, and then made a curve as you see me doing like this. So the longer part is 12 inches and the other side is 6 inches. So when you're done, just make a curve, and that is just basically how to cut a simple pocket. So guys, after cutting out the pocket, I just placed the front part of my short on the pocket as you see me doing like this, and I just marked 1 inch in from the top and then marked 7 inches down, just so I will be able to make a slant for the pocket. So I just drew the slant as you see me doing like this, and I'm just going to use my scissors to cut it out. So this right here is where my pocket is going to be. So you see how it's going to sit inside. So guys, after all the cutting, basically what's next is for us to bring our sewing machine and start stitching our pieces together. So the first piece I'm going to be working on is this front part, and I'm going to be stitching the crouch by about ½ an inch. I'm going to also stitch the crouch out the back about ½ an inch as well. So this is what it looks like after I was done with the crouch area. While I was using this pattern to cut out these pieces, I actually forgot to notch my dart. So I'm just placing my pattern back on my fabric and just notching the darts. After that, it's pretty much easy from there. All I have to do is to fold the dart area into two as you see me doing like this, and I'm just going to put it on the machine. I'm actually measuring 3 inches down for the front, and I'm just going to stitch it down. After stitching down the both darts, this is what the front looks like, and for the back I actually stitch it down by 4 inches. And so this is the front piece. I also did the exact same thing for the back. So now we're going to take the back away for now, and we're going to work on the front piece alone. And what I'm going to do is to start fixing the pocket. So to fix the pockets, I'm going to place that part you saw me cutting earlier, right sides facing each other like this, and I'm just going to go over to the sewing machine and stitch it down like this. So after stitching it down, this is what it looks like. I just went ahead to fold it in, and I'm going to top stitch on that particular area again. After top stitching, this is what it looks like. So this is one side of the pocket. Next thing I'm going to do now is to actually flip the other side over and leaving about 1.5 inch. Remember, we left 1.5 inch, we cut 1.5 inch away. We're going to replace something like that again with the back side of the pocket. So you see the space I left up here, so this is where I'm going to use to join the sides together. So now what I'm going to do is to stitch the top part of this pocket at the waist. So guys, after stitching the top part of it, we're going to just flip it over to the back part of this pocket, and I'm just going to trim the top to just be the same measurement, or the same to align with the down part of the pocket. So now that I've trimmed it down, I'm just going to flip it over like this because I want it to be very neat. So I'm going to stitch this pocket from the inside. So guys, after stitching it from the inside, you're just going to turn it out to the right side. You see that it actually looks neat at the back, and you can see that the pocket is almost ready. But I'm going to actually top stitch on the pocket as well, so I'm just going to do the same thing I did at the front part of the pocket, just down here. So the pocket is ready, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now that the two pockets are ready, now I'm going to bring the back part of this short, and what I'm going to do is to put the right sides facing each other, and I'm just going to go over to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch down the sides. Remember that I added 1 inch allowance earlier, so I'm going to stitch down the sides with 1 inch. So after stitching down the sides, I'm going to the crotch area, that's under the legs, and what I'm going to do is to put the middle of the both front and back crotch together like this so that it aligns perfectly, and I'm going to stitch it all the way around. So this is what it looks like, and you'll notice that I left some space on one side of this short while I was stitching it down. That's the part where I'm going to add zipper to for this short. It's going to actually be on the side. So this is what it looks like after I stitched down the sides and also the crotch area. So basically this point here is where I'm going to attach the zipper to, so that's why I left that place there. The next thing I'm going to do now, as you can see me doing, is hemming the end of the short, just hemming round the end of the short. So that is done, and basically what's left here is for me to attach my band to the waist and fix the zipper. So guys, this is the band I'm going to place around the waist. It's actually in a fold right now, and it's 1.5 inch in a fold. That means altogether it's 3 inches. So I'm going to open up the fold of the band, and what I'm going to do is to place the right sides facing each other on the band and the short, and I'm going to stitch it all the way around the waist. After making my first stitch, this is what it looks like. What I'm going to do now is to fold the band once like this, and I'm going to fold it again to cover the stitch, and I'm going to stitch it all the way to the end. So guys, this is what it looked like after I placed the band. Next thing that I'm going to do is to just attach my zipper to the side, and that will basically be all for this short. So guys, this is the finished look. This is how cute it looks. It's absolutely beautiful, and I would definitely recommend that you watch the pattern drafting tutorial where I shared how I drafted the pattern for this short, because this is like the best pattern I've used to make a short, and I love the way it came out. The outcome was really beautiful. See how it looks on me. It came out really nice and free. So I hope that you found it helpful. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. I will see you guys in the next one.